Football rivalries add an exquisite layer of drama and passion to the beautiful game. Among these rivalries, the Manchester Derby stands tall as one of the most intense and storied battles in the history of the Premier League. In the annals of this iconic matchup, there's a time when Manchester United reigned supreme over their city rivals, Manchester City. The citizens had to bear the agony of watching their arch-rivals bask in Premier League glory on multiple occasions, while they endured a seemingly interminable drought, lasting an agonising 43 years without a league title. Then came October 23, 2011, a date etched in the hearts of football enthusiasts worldwide. On this momentous day, the Manchester Derby unfolded at the legendary Old Trafford. What transpired during those 90 minutes would not merely alter the course of a single match, but rather infuse the Premier League with an unprecedented sense of unpredictability and excitement. It was the day when Manchester City, with their astonishing performance, decided to challenge history itself, and in doing so, they initiated a seismic shift in the landscape of the Premier League. In the current discourse, we embark on a journey through the pages of the Manchester Derby's history, unravelling the ebbs and flows of this fierce rivalry. Our focus, however, remains fixed on that remarkable derby in 2011, a game that would leave an indelible mark on football history by fundamentally reshaping the Premier League and altering the trajectory of both Manchester clubs. In the world of football, some moments are etched in history as turning points, forever changing the course of a club's destiny. One such moment occurred on that fateful day in 2011 at Old Trafford, when Manchester City defeated their arch-rivals Manchester United 6-1. This iconic match not only marked a historic victory for City, but also sowed the seeds of belief that would eventually lead them to Premier League glory. To understand the magnitude of this victory, we must delve into the backgrounds of both teams, compare their fortunes, and trace the incredible journey of Manchester City from underdogs to Premier League champions. Manchester United, with an illustrious history boasting 12 Premier League titles, stood as the embodiment of football excellence in the English top flight. On the other hand, Manchester City had 0 Premier League titles to their name, their past filled with moments of heartache and underachievement. It was a classic David versus Goliath scenario, and no one would have foreseen the role reversal that would follow. Back in 2011, Manchester United was considered the dominant force in English football, led by the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson. The Red Devils had consistently secured top honours, and the Premier League seemed like their private domain. In contrast, Manchester City was still finding its footing in the top tier, struggling to break free from the shadow of their rivals. The 2011 Manchester Derby started like any other, with an air of anticipation and excitement. The Red Devils, playing at their hallowed Old Trafford, had the home advantage, and their fans were roaring with confidence. However, as the saying goes, the ball is round, and on that day, it refused to adhere to anyone's script. City took the early lead, and their confidence grew as they found the back of the net repeatedly, much to the shock of the football world. It was a display of sheer dominance from the visitors, and their 6-1 victory was a wake-up call for Manchester United. But it was more than just a scoreline. It was a declaration that Manchester City had arrived as a contender. The impact of that match reverberated beyond the final whistle. For Manchester City, it was a pivotal moment in their journey to the summit of English football. The belief that they could not only compete but also conquer the Premier League was born. The players, the management and the fans were filled with newfound hope. It was as if a long-lost dream had been rekindled, and they would stop at nothing to achieve it. In the years that followed, the transformation of Manchester City was remarkable. The club invested heavily in top-class talent and coaching staff. The infrastructure was revamped, and Etihad Stadium became a fortress. Manchester City was no longer just an underdog, they were genuine title contenders. The change in fortunes was best exemplified by the man in the dugout, Roberto Mancini. The Italian tactician had the unenviable task of leading City to the pinnacle, and he did so with flair. Mancini instilled a winning mentality within the squad, and his tactical acumen was second to none. The famous victory at Old Trafford became the cornerstone of his legacy. The subsequent season saw Manchester City emerge as a force to be reckoned with. The Premier League titles began to stack up, as City secured 7 championships since that turning point in 2011. They boasted world-class players such as Sergio Aguero, Yaya Toure and Vincent Kompany, who etched their names into Premier League history. On the other hand, Manchester United experienced a sharp decline after the 2011 defeat. The departure of Sir Alex Ferguson left a void that seemed impossible to fill. The club went through several managerial changes, with each new appointment struggling to recapture the glory days. While they managed to secure one Premier League title post-2011, the era of dominance seemed to be slipping away. The Manchester derby in 2011 had a profound impact on Manchester United, and this influence extended long after the departure of their legendary manager Sir Alex Ferguson. After Ferguson's reign, the club saw a series of managerial changes, with David Moyes, followed by Louis van Gaal, and even Jose Mourinho stepping into the hot seat. However, despite these transitions and the passage of time, United seemed unable to recapture its former glory. Even in the current era, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and now Erik ten Hag at the helm, they continue to grapple with a sense of uncertainty, teetering on the brink of decline. In contrast, Manchester City has been on a completely different trajectory. The club's fortunes have soared, especially during the era of Pep Guardiola. City's dominance in recent years has been nothing short of spectacular. Last season, they achieved the remarkable feat of securing a treble, a testament to their consistent excellence across multiple competitions. The stark difference between these two Manchester clubs can be attributed to several factors. One key element is the stability in leadership. While Manchester City had a clear, unwavering vision under the guidance of Pep Guardiola, Manchester United experienced a lack of continuity with various managerial changes. This consistency allowed City to build a cohesive, winning team with a well-defined playing style, while United appeared to be in perpetual transition. Additionally, Manchester City made significant investments in world-class talent and established a strong support system for their players. The infrastructure at the Etihad Stadium was revamped, and the club's commitment to developing a top-tier footballing organisation became evident. This investment in both players and facilities further solidified City's position as a footballing powerhouse. The impact of the 2011 Manchester derby on Manchester City cannot be overstated. That watershed moment instilled a newfound belief within the club, and they embarked on a journey to transform themselves from underdogs into champions. The win at Old Trafford became a source of inspiration that reverberated through the years, fueling their desire to succeed. In conclusion, the 2011 Manchester derby was not just a turning point for Manchester City, it also marks the beginning of a challenging period for Manchester United. The inability to replicate their past successes post-Sir Alex Ferguson has left the Red Devils in a state of flux. Meanwhile, City has thrived, thanks to its unwavering vision and investment in both personnel and infrastructure. The contrasting fortunes of these two clubs are a testament to the long-lasting impact of that historic derby and the importance of consistency and vision in the world of football. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel for more updates. We will catch you in the next one.